Maitri Setu Bridge over the Feni River in Tripura, and of course the Chilati Haldibadi rail link is also something that both the countries can boast about in terms of connectivity achievements. Bangladesh is India's largest development partner. Bangladesh is India's biggest trading partner in South Asia, and India is the second biggest trading partner of Bangladesh in Asia. Nearly 1/4 of New Delhi's line of credit commitment has been made to Bangladesh, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're looking at 2022 and 2023, a startling statistic for you: the total bilateral trade reported between these two countries was $15.9 billion. Visuals of the Hyderabad house on your screens. Both these leaders, official state visit of Sheikh Hasina ahead of her visit to China. Well, to speak more on this, Ambassador Yogesh Gupta, former Indian diplomat, is with us on the broadcast. A very warm welcome to you, Ambassador. Ambassador, if one is to look at what's cooking between these two countries, there's of course the China angle. 2023 saw an upswing between these two leaders, and mind you, after Modi 3.0, this is the first state visit. Both countries have seen elections respectively. Bangladesh in January, Indian elections recently got over. Modi 3.0, first state visit for Sheikh Hasina's 5th term in Modi's 3rd term. What's cooking? The China angle. Let's get the ball rolling, Ambassador.
Yeah, there are several dimensions to the growing ties between India and Bangladesh. I think the most important is the political security aspect. Now, here, as you are aware, Bangladesh is in proximity to both India and China. And China is trying to establish deep or close security links with Bangladesh. There are some reports that China is trying to establish some sort of intelligence facilities, or want to establish some sort of these facilities at Chittagong port. So we have to be mindful of that. Now, we have to make sure that the security cooperation between China and Bangladesh, as well as the political and economic cooperation between these two countries, it doesn't affect India's security and other interests adversely. That is one very important aspect. Second is that both United States and Russia, they are also taking a lot of interest in what is happening in the neighborhood of Bangladesh. Historically speaking, Russia and earlier Soviet Union, they had closer ties with Bangladesh. And the relationship with the United States was adversely impacted, if you remember, from the days of the Bangladesh conflict. So Bangladesh had been, United States had been unhappy with Bangladesh due to the facilities it had offered to the to the Russian Navy at its ports. And therefore, the United States was objecting to some aspects of the internal situation, the political situation as it was developing. Then the third important element is the Pakistan angle. Now, there are several religious fundamentalist groups like Jamaat-e-Islami and so on, which are being played upon by the ISI of Pakistan. And they are trying to give a distinct anti-India color to the activities of these troops. They want to reduce India's influence. They want to enhance the influence and the impact of the fundamentalist and orthodox groups, which is clearly not in India's interest. So we have to keep an eye on what is going on in Bangladesh. Also, these pro-Pakistani elements are not happy with Sheikh Hasina and her Awami League party. They are more in favor of the opposition, the BNP. So that is another aspect, to which we have to pay critical attention. So, yeah, please.
Fair enough, fair enough. Ambassador, at the same time, I mean, because this is happening ahead of Sheikh Hasina's visit to China, I do understand that Dhaka wants to, maintain its close proximity to Beijing and New Delhi both. But the visit prioritizing New Delhi over Beijing, is it a scenario of Sheikh Hasina making sure that she does not, miff New Delhi ahead of her visit to Beijing? Or is it because once she reaches Beijing, she wants to have more weightage on the negotiation table? She wants to be aware of exactly what is expected from all the stakeholders. She does not want to miff India, on account of getting some sort of advantage from Beijing. What's the situation here? The chips on the negotiation table. Could you throw some light
So,
on that?
yeah, yeah. I will say both. I will say both the elements that you have pointed out. You see, what Sheikh Hasina is doing by undertaking this visit and her earlier visit a few days back when Prime Minister Modi was sworn in for a third term is basically reassuring India that look, the ties of Bangladesh with India are at a different level, are of a different quality and kind. These are not comparable to the ties that Bangladesh has with China or would have with China. And therefore, we should not have any, let's say, any unhappiness or any concerns on this account, because India has strong interest in the continuation in power of Sheikh Hasina in Bangladesh. We would not like that situation to be disturbed. Whereas China is trying to establish closer defense ties, closer security ties. But as I said, the quality of relationship with India is of a different type. It is vital in terms of security for both Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, as well as India. So I think that is the message that she's trying to send by this visit. And of course, the other things come along with it, more lines of credit, more trade, more connectivity issues. All these are coming along. But that is the primary message that, you see, in case she had gone to China before coming to India, that would have created a lot of ripples, a lot of
Most certainly.
misunderstanding, a lot of unhappiness.